All right, so this is Steve Turley, and more on getting rid of some of these Black Lives Matters signs and street symbols.
Of a massive backlash against Black Lives Matter and Antifa and the feckless Democratic leadership that has ceded their party over to these Marxist radicals. Now, I know it looked pretty hopeless in the beginning. Tucker Carlson was reporting it so well. It seemed like Black Lives Matter had suddenly overnight become the single most powerful political party in the nation. It was the weirdest thing on the planet. We all just woke up one morning only to be told by our mainstream Marxist media that the entire nation had become woke. There was this great awakening sweeping across our cities. The Democrats were embracing it, which was guaranteeing that they would be swept back to power as a result. We saw one feckless Republican after another hide under their desks, waiting for the leftist tsunami to run its course and dissipate. But remember, if you've been a subscriber to this channel, right, you know that we said immediately that these race riots were going to red pill more Americans than ever. We have studies that show that riots and acts of civil violence and destruction have the effect of making America more conservative. As it turns out, riots do not win elections for the Democrats. An assistant professor of the Department of Politics at Princeton published a paper concluding that the political effects of riots consistently benefit the political right. We also knew that as the Democrats were throwing law enforcement under the bus, that the political right would get the police on our side. The police forces in our nation have indeed taken sides. And as it turns out, it's not kneeling with the rioters and looters and the far left protesters and demonstrators like so many of the politically correct police chiefs, what they were doing across the country several weeks back. No, again, it was all staged. It was all for the CNN cameras so that these left-wing activists disguised as journalists could continue to shove their BS down our throats that the world was going woke. We now know that was a lie. And we know that because the National Association of Police, which is the single largest national police organization in the country, they represent more than 1,000 police associations, nearly 250,000 police officers. They have officially endorsed President Trump for re-election. They've turned their backs on sleepy Joe Biden, who they endorsed, by the way, Barack Obama back in 2012. Over 2/3 of their membership endorsed President Trump. So with this said, it was only a matter of time before reality came back and bit the left-wing activists disguised as journalists in our mainstream Marxist media. Americans do not want BLM. They don't want Antifa. They are not woke. Indeed, it's quite the opposite. And nothing is demonstrating that more than the continuous assault on BLM murals. They're being defaced and erased across the nation. How is that, by the way, for a new slogan? BLM's running around spewing out defund and disband the police, right? Why don't we shout them down with deface and erase BLM? Deface and erase, because that is precisely what is going on all across the country. Now, the latest example comes from Redwood City in the Bay Area in California.
Now we need to understand that the grassroots is upset not only with COVID-19 and the restrictions, and the loss of jobs and incomes in small businesses, but they're not going to let their cities be destroyed or defaced or ruined by BLM, Black Lives Matter. So this is real, and it's getting a lot of people fired up, and they should be, and it's taking a lot of people are taking action, which they should be.
I love this. This is so good. What happened is that a Redwood City resident got permission from city officials to paint a Black Lives Matter mural, the sign on their Broadway street. And of course, the leftist nuts in charge there were all for it. They were like, hey man, we'll even supply the paint, no problem. And so another city resident, a local real estate attorney named Maria Rutenberg, she thought to herself, hey, wait a minute now, if our street here has become a public forum, then why can't I paint a sign right next to this Black Lives Matter sign? Why can't I paint MAGA 2020? And so she went to her city officials and requested to paint the sign. And rather than give her permission, these cowards, these city officials, just decided to erase the Black Lives Matter sign. They actually removed it in the middle of the night so as not to provoke any protests. So the Black Lives Matter sign is now gone from the streets of Redwood City, all because a Trump supporter stood up and said, hey, if you're going to turn these streets into a public forum, I want my interests represented as well. So now seriously.
And this is a lawyer, so she knew what she was talking about. Could put a little pressure on them. And this was done deliberately to get equal political attention. And in the middle of the night, they erased that stuff. So very good, very good. Glad she stepped up.
I want you to just think about this reaction by the city council there in Redwood for a moment. This is a district, okay, in the shadow of San Francisco, probably the most woke, city on the planet. Did these city officials respond to this Trump supporters' request with the kind of self-righteous virtue signaling that we've come to expect from the hecklers disguised as reporters over at CNN? Did they say, no, Black Lives Matter is a statement that rejects the kind of racism and bigotry and white supremacy that's emblemized by the MAGA 2020 slogan? Did they stand up for the supposedly great awakening going on all over our nation? No. In fact, it was the complete opposite. They melted. These city officials folded in the face of the slightest bit of pushback, and they erased the mural. It's simply amazing. And it only took a few weeks, literally days, for all this self-confident, self-righteous virtue signaling surrounding Black Lives Matter to completely implode. So much for the Great Awakening. Here's another example. If Redwood City is erasing their BLM slogans, New York City is getting them defaced. Erase and deface, right? So now you may have heard about this. Fascinating. A black woman by the name of Bevelyn Beatty was arrested for dumping paint on the BLM street mural outside of Trump Tower. In fact, she live streamed herself doing the same thing to similar BLM murals in Harlem and Brooklyn. And instead of defund the police, her slogan is refund the police, which, by the way, is the sentiment of most black Americans. Most black Americans oppose overwhelmingly defunding the police by a massive margin. It's perhaps the single most unpopular proposal in our national politics. Again, you'll never hear that from the mainstream Marxist media. And the reason that Bevelyn is doing this is because she recognizes that BLM is an anti-Christian Marxist movement. And so she likes to post videos of her defacing these murals with the hashtag Jesus Matters. So she's not buying into this Marxist nonsense for a second.
Well, good for her. We're going to end it here. I don't know if he's got anything else. We're going to end it here. Good day. Good for her. Jesus Matters. Good day.